Okay, Belen, I'll keep this short and somewhat simple, but throughout the history of the game, the best and most dominant players in women's golf and men's golf were both long and accurate. And I'm going to look at a few differences today in your swing. This is Dustin Johnson here on the right, who had a pretty awesome year this year, and then you on the left. So I'm going to show a few things that could perhaps help you achieve your goals. I see no reason why you can't win on tour and be consistently a top player. So, but you need to get a little longer and a little straighter. So up to the top here. The main thing is with the irons, especially the club face is just wide open, and then coming down, you'll see it even opens more, so that when you get into about this position here, I'll put a line on your face angle. So when you watch a Dustin Johnson or a Lydia Ko or any of these really good iron players, now it's kind of hard to see, but when I stop him about right here, similar position as you, this is the face angle. So it's probably like 40 degrees difference here. And then what this does, when you have the face shut like this, you can just rotate your body and not worry about squaring the face with your hands and arms. So on you here, Belen, I mean, it's the spine movements, right in here, that's sick, perfect, looks just like Dustin Johnson, but he can just rotate and hold the face square, whereas you have to flip it to get it back, square at impact. So the closure rate is so high because the face is open that timing, and then especially when you add in pressure, can be a factor in crucial moments. So let's look at we can even show this is obviously before the new and improved A swing, which the stats show that Lydia was actually a better player or ball striker before the changes, and this is part of the reason why. But again, you see the face, it's a little different camera angle, but you can see it's not open at this point, right? So this is her face angle, and then it's slightly shut, and then it's even more shut here, and then she just rotates through. It's still even square to the to the path at this point, so it still hasn't even closed. So I think you can see that there's a fundamental difference here in what these two players are doing with their irons, and then what you're doing with the face angle. Look, your grip is great, the spine movements are great here, but again, we can change this, and you can become more of a consistent player. Now, okay, let's look at the speed elements, because there's some things going on. First, I want to show you. Let's just use. We'll use Brian Gay here on the left, a short hitter on the PGA Tour. What I want you to see is when he gets up to the top of the swing, when he gets in transition, Belen, his left hip right here is over the foot. Right? Now, when you watch a Bubba or Sergio or Dustin Johnson or pretty much any long hitter in the game, when they land in transition, their lead hip is inside the foot, right? And so then they can just rotate through and hit it more similarly to a baseball. Now, when you watch a Brian Gay or some of these shorter hitters, Zach Johnson, their left hip is over the foot, so they just kind of jump and stall with very little rotation. So I mean, there's a reason why these guys hit it far, and there's a reason why some guys like this hit it short. And we see the same thing in women's golf. The longest hitters rotate. So again, let's look at you with a driver here and take you on to the top. Again, like I said, it's a good turn at the top. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on in the lower body and in the spine movements. Let's look at I'll just use Sergio here. Flip him around. So I'm going to take him to the top. And then again, remember Bubba. So look at his left hip here. Not as much as Bubba, but it's definitely inside the foot, right? And then he can rotate from there through. And then let's watch you in transition. Take you back a frame or two. Okay, here's transition. Okay, look at, so let me take Sergio back to about the similar position. Okay, so look at your upper body is like this, Belen, and then the hip, again, it's just similar to what we saw in Brian Gay, is over the foot. And see how Sergio's got this bulged out, and so you got the angle like this between his femur and his upper body, and so you're kind of hung back with the upper, and then the lower has moved laterally towards the target with the hip. So the hip joint is over the foot. So from there to impact, what are we going to do? You're basically going to stay over the foot and then just kind of hit it with your arms, and then after the ball's gone, then you rotate. So your hips actually at this point look more like what Sergio's look like at impact, right? Before he's even hit the ball. So it's just it's a difference in the way these guys and girls are moving their lower bodies to create rotary speed. So again, you could probably get 10 miles per hour, 5 to 10 miles per hour of clubhead speed pretty quickly with some speed training, using a little bit more rotation, and definitely you could become a better iron player with a little more stability and reduce your closure rate by shutting the face and using some of these elements that I discussed in this video. So let me know what you think. You seem like a sweet person, and I just would love to see you win on tour and have a successful 2017. Take care. Luke.